One of the most powerful empires in history, the Osirion Empire reaches from the southern sea through the desert and to the wild and untamed jungles of the south. Most cities are strung along the mighty Ashwandara River, which thunders from the green and tropical mountains and cuts all the way through the desert to the sea. When first journeying through the Osirion Empire, one is greeted by the glittering city of Agiris, flame of the coast. Intricate white columns support a maze of domes and arches, marble stairs and towering statues of great thinkers and philosophers. Agiris, though not militarily powerful, is home to the Great Orishan Archive, the largest and oldest library in the known world. It is also home to the Aegis, an organisation of studious magic users that run a secretive network dedicated to thwarting the horrific priests of Loth in their ever-expanding campaign of domination. As one continues their journey up the broad and silty river, continuing past knots of villages and farmlands, the towering palms and verdant plains become more sporadic, and the air thrums with the scent of dust and desert. Finally, the grand city of Ishtarain crests the horizon. Leagues of ancient sandstone walls, towering signal spires, and domes that sparkle in rich red and azure. The mighty Ashwaranda widens here in a shimmering lake, embraced by the grand and ancient metropolis. Mighty ziggurats rise from the lesser buildings, their layered heights whitewashed and gilded until they flash in the light of day. The river fills with hundreds of watercraft, from barges carrying lumber and spice to the simple reed rafts of fishermen and villagers. This is the beating heart of Osirion, and the seat of the mysterious empress herself. The city is endless, filled with voices raised in ancient hymns, the yell of merchants and the braying of cattle. Savoury smoke from a dozen cook fires splits the sun into long and hazy shafts, and the scents of strange spices and incense mingle with the fresh scent of the lake. As a traveller begins to sail past the great city, the air quiets, and the farms and settlements slowly wane again, giving way to endless tracts of desert and palm trees for hours and hours. Then, quite abruptly, other tributaries begin to feed into the Ashwandara, and the landscape changes. Sand and palms sprout bushes, vines, and great low plants with broad ferny leaves that reach out and into the water. Signs of civilization begin gradually here. A fisherman piking colourful trout. Colossal stones outline what must have once been mighty structures that have long since been swallowed by the vigorous jungle. Crumbled columns and crude statues jut from the river, suggesting it once followed a different course. Finally, the low-hanging canopy of leaves begins to clear away, and a traveller would realise they ride the river in the bottom of a cavernous valley. The verdant landscape climbs in steep and rocky layers around them, and Fearon, jewel of the Ashwandara, emerges from the wilds of the rainforest. The buildings are rich with layers of crudely carven bas-relief, the roofs curling upwards at the corners. It is nearly impossible to see where one structure ends and the other begins. They all link in an endless network, supported by wide wooden columns that shelter from the rain but let the scented air breeze through freely. Woven linen curtains stir in the breeze instead of doors, and where true walls are needed, they are either thick stone or light frames of bamboo shaded with rice paper. The people wade in the water, loading and unloading baskets of vibrant fruit, laughing and calling to each other in a musical cacophony. This is the end of our journey on the Ashwaran River for now, as it thunders down in 1,000 waterfalls from the steep and primordial mountains. The sprawling city of Fearon stretches up the walls of the valley like a single entity, lively and eternal, the furthest and richest reach of the Osirion Empire. This is only a taste, but of some of the most important cities that span the empire.